Nick Ferrari lashed out at Shadow Attorney General Emily Thornberry for leveraging the resignation of an ethics advisor against Boris Johnson, which nobody cares about. Labour's Shadow Attorney General Emily Thornberry came under fire for repeatedly taking direct aim at Boris Johnson over his ethics advisor's resignation. Former ethics advisor Lord Christopher Gates said in his resignation letter he was forced to step down after the Prime Minister had put him into an impossible and odious position when he was asked to investigate another matter than Partygate that could have breached the ministerial code. Raging on LBC, Nick Ferrari slammed Emily Thornberry. "Do you think they even care though? They don't even know who he is. Not you personally, but this was front-page news. This has been trumpeted as the demise of Boris Johnson." The BBC lavished following The Guardian writing yet another obituary. With a grin on his face, he then erupted, "No one cares." In her defense, Ms. Thornberry said, "I think people care that they have a Prime Minister who is seeking to help British deals," Mr. Ferrari said, interrupting Ms. Thornberry. "No," Ms. Thornberry retorted, before slashing, "A Prime Minister who is dishonest and who's happy to break the rules and who doesn't have a moral backbone. He doesn't." And he keeps losing ethics advisors because he's not ethical. I think that matters. I think that the technical reason that, finally pushed him out the door is not important. But what's important is that we have a Prime Minister who doesn't seem to think that the rules apply to him. And they do. After a series of revelations emerged over the past few weeks and months over Boris Johnson's misconduct, members of the Labour Party hoped the resignation of two ethics advisers would trigger Boris Johnson's demise. Two ethics advisers resigned within a lapse of 2 years from each other. Mr. Gates' predecessor, Alex Allen, stepped down in November 2020 after Boris Johnson still backed Priti Patel despite his report finding her to have broken the ministerial code for allegedly bullying civil servants. For Mr. Gate, the last straw, as he explained in his resignation letter, was the idea that the Prime Minister might to any degree be in the business of deliberately breaching his own code is an affront. A deliberate breach, or even an intention to do so, would be to suspend the provisions of the code to suit a political end. Boris Johnson's government is now considering scrapping the role of independent ethics advisor. In response to that threat, Labour Deputy Leader Angela Rayner said, "There are no ethics in Downing Street under this Prime Minister." Mr. Gate failed to offer specifics about that new ministerial code breaching matter. In response to the Mr. Gates' resignation, Mr. Johnson's spokesperson said, "This function is vitally important and the Prime Minister is committed to making sure all ministers, including the PM, are held to account for maintaining high standards of behaviour and behaving in a way that upholds the high standards of propriety the public expects." The spokesperson added, The Prime Minister's view is that what is absolutely vital is that there is a way to police those standards, making sure ministers are held to the highest standards of behaviour and propriety and that the ministerial code is enforced. The exact mechanism to do that is something he wants to reflect on. It could continue as it was before. He hasn't made a final decision.